Hey everybody! So today we're going to talk some more about Pluto's return. I kind of laugh because it's because it's so fucked. I kind of have to laugh. I have done I'll link them. I've done videos about I've done videos and blog posts, a couple blog posts about Pluto's return here in the U.S. That will be going on in earnest. Well, it's already going on, but we're already in it. But it will be exact. Pluto will be exact. Transit Pluto will be exact. The U.S.'s natal Pluto on it's either February 20th or 22nd of 2022, July 12th of 2022, and December 27th of 2022. Now, the most important one of the bunch is, I think, is the one on July 12th of 2022. And the reason for that is the U.S.'s natal Pluto in its natal chart is retrograde. Pluto is retrograde. And on July 12th of 2022, it will be transit Pluto will be conjunct the U.S.'s natal Pluto from retrograde motion. So I do think that the one on July 12th of 2022 probably is the most important of the bunch. Now, that doesn't mean that something is necessarily going to happen on July 12th of 2022. Not necessarily. But I do think that, it could. It could. But the energy at that time in this country is, I feel like we need to come correct. We all do. And, try to shift things. This is just kind of how I see this. Even though this will be going on 3 separate times exactly next year in 2022, I feel like once we get to July 12th of 2022, if we aren't coming correct by then, we kind of hit a point, it feels like to me anyway, we hit a point of no return. Meaning, I'm not really a doom predictor. I don't really have a doom boner. That's not really what I like to do with astrology, but there are things that bother me about this. I've mentioned this before, and I think that we all need to find a way to come together, regardless of here in the U.S. anyway. I mean, I feel like this could probably be said about the entire world, but here in the U.S. specifically, I feel like we have to find a way to come together despite our differences, despite our differing ideologies and beliefs and of all kinds, and put all the bullshit aside and come together. Because really, there is a lot of truth in united we stand, divided we fall. And we are falling. We are fucking falling. We are falling. And we need to knock it off. Because we are, you don't have to agree with somebody. You have to agree with somebody's political beliefs or somebody's religious beliefs or somebody's anything. But you can respect them. You can respect them. And that goes for, and then you'll hear people, I'll say that to people, well, they don't respect my beliefs. And I'm thinking to myself, well, why don't you start with respecting theirs and show them how it's done? And yeah, there are going to be some motherfuckers that are never going to do that. We should keep doing it anyway. Because we're better than those motherfuckers that don't. The tit for tat shit it's not helping us. It's not helping us. Anyway, I digress. That's just I could go off on a whole other tangent about that. Anyway, so I went ahead and I pulled, I've done transits for 2022, July 12th of 2022, but I wanted to look at the solar arcs to see what was going on in the solar arc chart. I'll show you. This is the U.S.'s natal chart. Okay, now, does anybody notice that fucking solar arc Pluto fucking the U.S.'s midheaven? Like, what the fuck? I mean, that right there, right now, okay, right now it's a little, right now, actually, right now it's October 31st of, I'm not sure exactly when I'll post this. It's October 31st of 2021. So right now, it's probably much more exact with the, with the U.S.'s natal midheaven than it is, or no, you know what? It's probably not exact right now. It's probably a little bit before being exact. But here, the U.S.'s natal midheaven is at 1 degree, 3 minutes of where is it? Libra? Yeah. And, solar arc Pluto in this chart is at 1 degree, 58 minutes of Libra. So it's right there, right? The way at this time during the height or apex of Pluto's return, transit-wise, we are going through some massive changes, massive transformations, massive death, if you will, and some sort of rebirth. You know, regarding the way that we present ourselves on the world stage, and here I would think of it as the world stage, since we're talking about the midheaven, and the midheaven is like the high, you know, the midheaven is the public spheres of life. So the way that we are seen in the public spheres of life is changing. And this is I mean, this has been going on for a minute too, but it does feel like it's changing, and it feels like there is probably there's a death, and I'm sure there will be a rebirth too, but and the way that we, you know, we as a country relate to the highest and most idealized version of ourselves. This is also changing at this time. This just feels very, very, very important, and it really backs up all the Plutonian other stuff going on in the charts, in the transit charts. Sorry, I'm gonna move over just a little bit because people are being really fucking loud inside. Okay, I'm gonna try to. Okay, so it backs up all this other Plutonian stuff going on with Pluto's return. It really does. Now, I also want you to notice that, let's see, where is that? Okay, so solar arc Mars is almost within the 2 degree orb with the natal moon on July 12th of 2022. Now, that means that emotions, like shortly after this time, I'd say a couple months after, emotions are going to be kicked into high gear. Like, I feel like the country's emotions will become more aggressive, probably. That's really the way that I see this going. I am swinging it a slightly more negatively. It doesn't have to go that way. How this actually goes will maybe be made a little bit more clear as this time approaches. But I would think that that solar arc Mars is going to, I think that it probably will make the moon, make our emotions more aggressive. That is kind of concerning. That does kind of concern me, because I feel like the emotions of this country are already heightened enough that I'm thinking, fuck, like if they get any more heightened, what the fuck's gonna happen? Like that's some scary shit to me. I mean, not like wanting to go hide under a rock scary, but I mean, there is like a part of me that's like, fuck. So that's going on. Then another thing that I notice is, okay, so solar arc Saturn, let me see. Solar arc Saturn, around this, solar arc Saturn is almost with an orb of natal Mars. Again, around the time that solar arc Mars conjuncts the natal moon, the U.S.'s natal moon, solar arc Saturn will become within that 2 degree window, 2 degree applying orb that I've talked about before, with natal Mars. Now that makes me think that that's going to frustrate, the drive of, it's going to frustrate the country's drive. Or it's going to make it feel like it is limited or restricted, which I think could set that moon off even more with the solar arc Mars conjunct the moon. It could. Now, solar arc, no, sorry, not solar arc. Natal Mars is trine the natal Mars is trine the natal moon. So whatever happens here will actually, they'll feed off of each other well. Like there will be harmony between Mars and the moon, meaning they will, even though there'll be that frustration from solar arc Saturn conjunct Mars, whatever happens with the moon will be harmonious with Mars. They'll get on well together. So that's also concerning. That is rather concerning. Now, another thing I want to mention, the solar arc midheaven, it's not there yet, but in about a year and a half, it will start being conjunct natal Uranus. Now, that one is concerning to me as well, because I'm going to do another video about this. Uranus moving into Gemini is actually what concerns me more than Pluto's return. It actually does, because anytime Uranus has been in Gemini, in this country, we've been at war. That is concerning to me. And having that solar arc midheaven, right? And the solar arc angles tend to indicate events happening. It does concern me that the solar arc midheaven is going to be conjunct solar arc Uranus. It really does concern me. And I really hope I'm wrong about that being concerning, but it does. It does concern me. It does concern me. Anyway, I'm going to get going because people are very loud in there and it is distracting the shit out of me. If you want to follow us on Instagram, you can find us at Let's Fuck with Astrology. I'm at Saturn Season Astrology on Instagram. Natalie is at Paternal Astrology on Instagram. If you want to like or subscribe or whatever the fuck people do with videos on YouTube, you can find us by searching for Let's Fuck with Astrology in the YouTube search bar. If you do the Reddit thing, come join us on the subreddit Let's Fuck with Astrology. And if you're interested in the star cards, go to letsfuckwithastrology.com/star-cards. Okay, y'all. I'll see y'all later.